So why does this happen that whenever you meditate, your anxiety goes away, depression, panic attack, everything goes away, and whenever you are not aware or you are thinking too much, you are always surrounded by too much panic attack, too much depression or anxiety. So the solution answer is pretty simple that when you meditate, you are not. So meditation means bringing silence and reducing the mind chatter. So you go like less thought process, because the more you with meditation, when you sit down with the thoughts, you understand your thoughts, and when that understanding goes higher, obviously, uh, you start falling for the trap of thoughts. You start to disconnect yourself from your thoughts. You start to get that disconnect which tells you that you are not your thoughts, you are not your thinking, but you are more than that. So that all happens when you start meditating. So you bring come that understanding comes to you. So what meditation does is, it quietens the mind. So for once you have all this understanding that you are not your thoughts, you start to dissociate from your thoughts. So when you dissociate from your thoughts, see what let's start with this first, that what anxiety does, how anxiety happens. If you go through in the past topics, you understand that anxiety happens only with thoughts, and anxiety is majorly a fear. The symptoms of fear are exactly the same symptoms of anxiety or panic attack. So excessive worries or excessive stress which comes with too much thinking, there is no other way anything can stress you, but it's just too much thinking, is that what stresses you. So thinking in excess about future, that give rise to too much emotion of fear, and too much fear brings anxiety, panic attacks, and then dissociation from this body, and depersonalization issues, or schizophrenia, or too many issues. So too much imagination is really good. It brings so many changes and inventions, but if not understood correctly, too much imagination, too much fear can bring the trouble of anxiety and depression. Because what so there is some fear, but fear has no power. Something which has not happened yet. Fear is always about future. There is no fear about past. Fear will always be about future. And if you fear something, so I was talking about fear is always about future, and if you fear something which has not happened, and chances of it happening are very less, but there is some dissatisfaction. Obviously, there is some unfulfillment is there, and that is troubling you. And when what happens when you start thinking those things in loop, in circle, so your mind and body are highly interconnected. I talked this too much. I talk this in every video almost, that your mind and body are highly interconnected. Whatever you're thinking, the body will give out those emotions, those feelings, because mind and body are highly interconnected. When you start thinking of emotion of fear or some scarcity in loop, like unlimited loop, you're just thinking same. So what happens, people who go through depression, anxiety, they feel the same thing, and then their fear keeps on going stronger, and then they start fearing the anxiety. Oh, it's happening. They start fearing their own feelings, the feelings coming on this body. The body is full of feelings. There will always feelings coming on here and there. Some feelings are good, some are bad, but there will be a mix of good and bad. But when we start retaliating the bad feelings and start running towards good feelings, so what we are doing is starting getting scared of the bad feelings. But our coin is a full coin, has only value when there is head and tail. If there is no head and tail, one-sided plain coin has no value. So same way in life, there will be bad things, good things, but if you start running away from bad experiences or bad feelings, so it means those feelings are bringing fear in you. And when you started fearing your own feelings, then obviously uh, something is wrong. You're not doing something right, and that's why people get too much scared that they just think of ending up this life or choose different solutions. But you need to understand that it has all, everything starts from a thought process. So that's what meditation does. It stops that disconnection. So when you're established in a good meditative state, you are not anxious. You never get anxious because there's no thoughts, and you come out of your fears. But when the thought process starts, so it's actually when the thought process starts, we are doing too much. We start doing too much. This is again a part what meditation teaches you is doing nothing has so much value as compared to doing too much. Because when you're thinking, you're doing too much. When you're thinking about your fear, you're giving it unnecessary power by overthinking about it. The feelings will come on the body, but when you start running away from one kind of feelings, then you're giving unnecessary power to it, and obviously those feelings will go stronger and will trouble you more. But at the end of the day, they are just feelings, they are just thoughts. Because we are not taking them just feelings and just thoughts, that's why they are making your life so bad. So this is called theory of absolutely doing nothing. So you do nothing about your thoughts, you do nothing about your fear emotion. Let it be. If you want to stay, it can stay. If you want to go, it can go. You're not bothered. So, and that's that you can do by to not doing the negative self-talk. Too much negative self-talk kills the joy. And so too much convince stop convincing yourself that this is just fear, it'll go away, because you're convincing yourself of something which is imaginary. That's why that thing is getting too strong. Stop the convincing, stop rationalizing. This is what happens when you sit down for meditation. You're absolutely quiet. You're doing nothing. That's called zero thoughts. So when you're in that zero state, obviously thoughts are not bothering you. So you understand that it starts with thoughts. Thoughts get manifested on the body. Those body feelings can be manifested as emotions, and those emotions comes out as energies. And if the energies are too bad coming out of you, they start scaring you only, and then you find the solution is giving up. So that's how meditation works. It disconnects you from your thoughts. That's why you get established in doing nothing more than your acceptance level goes high. Obviously you're not falling for your trap of your thoughts. You're accepting everything. Obviously you're doing not too much, and you're more aware. So that's how meditation, read the entire topic, I've written so much. So that's how meditation disconnects you from your troubles. Because I'll give you a summary of again. So what meditation does, it stops the thoughts. No thoughts means no feelings, no emotions, and so then no energies, bad energies coming out. But thoughts are just thoughts. You start understanding thoughts are just thoughts. Feelings, even if there are thoughts, they are just thoughts. Feelings are just feelings. Don't have to convince, rationalize anything. Just do nothing. Do nothing about your thoughts. Do nothing about your emotions. That's what you learn from meditation. When you learn this, doing nothing about anything which is happening in your body, it's just a process. You're not worried about heart pumping the blood. You're not worried about kidneys clearing the toxics. You're not worried about liver, how it works, but you're worried about mind, because um, we feel what we are thinking on the body. That's why. But understand that you're making those thoughts. Whatever you're feeling on the body, you're feeling it. That feeling is not you. Nothing is wrong with you. You're more than your feeling. You're more than your emotion. And that's what meditation teaches you, and that's why you are not anxious when you're in meditative state. But when you come out of it, the whole process starts again. But if you learn this, if you learn what meditation teaches you, is doing nothing about your feeling. Stop any kind of association with your thoughts. Stop any kind of messing up with your mind. Stop doing anything. Whatever your thoughts are coming, do nothing about it. Whatever your feelings are coming, do nothing. So bad, so fearful, do nothing about it. It will pass away. But because you're doing so much convincing yourself, you're talking to your thoughts and feelings too much, that's why it's getting more powerful and starts troubling you. The only way to get rid of anxiety and panic is to learn to sit with your thoughts, learn to do nothing about your feelings and emotions. And they are output of thoughts. When you are not worried about your thoughts and not worried about the feelings, so they will stop worrying you. The only difference between a normal person and an anxious person is he thinks everything which is happening through thoughts is real. Normal person takes the thoughts as just thoughts. If you just start taking thoughts as just thoughts, it's a small thing and you will come to this side. So, and your anxiety is just fear. The symptoms, what you're coming out of your anxiety is just the symptoms of fear, nothing more than that. You can stop fear by doing nothing about it. Thank you.